So now let us see about the data analytics pane, which is somewhere here, but now you cannot see that. So for that you need to start building a report or start building a visual. So let me take a column chart and let me put a sales amount inside this sales amount, and let me analyze that with respect to the category or subcategory. You can take any of that. Okay, so let me take a subcategory and you can see this. Okay, so from road bikes, and you have chains, pumps, locks, socks, and all those things. Okay, so now once you have taken that visual, now you can see there is a analysis pane that is called as a data analytics pane. So second is formatting a visual, so we are going to talk about these two now. So first let me cover the analytics pane here. So once you take this analytics pane, here you can see we have so many options, like you can have a constant line, you can have a minimum line, you can have a maximum line, average line, median line, percentile line, and the error bars. Suppose if you want to add any constant line, you can just go there and add a constant line here. Okay, but you cannot see any line here. That line is added somewhere at the end here. So instead of a subcategory, let me take a category so that you can easily understand where that lines have been plotted. So let me take a category. Oh, just a second. Let me take a category, and that category should be in your x-axis. Yeah, now you got this line. This is your one of the constant line. Let me remove this. Now you cannot see any line now. Yeah, no line here. So you can add a line, constant line, you can see this. Okay, so before adding a constant line, I would like to show you one feature that is inside the formatting your visual. There's one feature called data labels. So let me on this data labels. So once you on this data labels, you can see easily, like on each category which has been filtered with respect to category, you can see the sum of the sales amount here easily. Now let me go to the analytics pane and let me add a minimum line. So if I click on the minimum line, so it will show you like this 1 million is having a minimum line, and the minimum line can be shown here. If you want to see the maximum line, you can just click on add line and you can see the maximum line here. So you can change that color, you can change whatever style you want. You can change this as a maximum, maybe green color. So let me go to more, take a green color, something like this. Now you can see this green color, and if you feel like I don't want this dashed style, you can just take this as a solid, and you can see this solid line here. And if you want to label that, you can do that labeling for that also. You can put a data label on for that, and now you can see exact value for that. Okay, even you can change that data label color, font, and all those things. You can see here color is blue, you can make it to black. So you can do all this. This comes under the formatting part. And if you want that to be above, or if you want to be below, you can do that below or above, but it this looks good. And if you want that to be in a center, want to highlight something, sorry, left or right, you can do that on the left or on the right. So this is about the maximum line, minimum line. Similarly, you can go and have the average line also. So among all the sales amount, this is your average line. And if you feel that, hey, what is the average amount exactly, so you can just on the data labels and you can change the line also. So you can change the color of the line, and you can see that this dark blue with a dotted one is my average value, and you can change that to a right one here. So what I'm trying to say, in this analytics pane, you can add all the statistics by lines. You can see that. Now let me take this, take the next visual. So let me take a date wise with a sales. Okay, with a sales amount. and let me convert this to a line chart. Now why I'm specifically talking about the line chart, I'll tell you. So let me copy this and put it in a new visual, new page. Okay, new visual in this page. So let me take a line chart and let me take a date and a sales amount. You can search for the fields also here. It will help you to get a quick results. Sales amount. Okay, so why I'm taking a line chart, I'll be telling you. Yeah, this will show you the line chart, but here I'll take a date hierarchy. Let me choose the date hierarchy again. So let me just drill up. Yeah, so now this is showing me the year wise. Let me copy this and paste it here. Yeah, I have taken two line charts here. I'll show you the difference. Now let me go to my data analytics pane. Once you go to data analytics pane, in the last like in the last page, we have seen we got the analytics pane, but we got only till error bars. You cannot see a forecasting. So now what I'm trying to say, I am explaining you about the forecasting. So for the line chart only, you get an option called forecast. So forecast is what you can predict the sales. You can do the forecasting only for the line chart, not for any other chart. So let me click on this, and if I remove the date hierarchy, for example, if I remove this day and if I remove this month, so this is showing me the hierarchy wise date. Yeah, both are same, but there is no hierarchy for this. Let me put a date without a hierarchy. Yeah, let me put only a date here. Yeah, so this is showing me the date with no hierarchy, and this is showing me the date with hierarchy. So let us see what happens if I go to analytics pane and if I start forecasting. Just give me a second. Yeah, so I can apply the forecasting on both this with hierarchy or without hierarchy also, but let me do it for this one. Let me open this. Open means let me on this. Now it is showing me the hierarchy here, and it is showing me the units, like on what basis you want to do the hierarchy. Hey, I want to do with for months, and it is asking you for how many months you want. Suppose I want to do it for next 3 months, so you can just put 3 and click on apply here. Now you can see it will show you the it is showing you the forecasting value for the next 3 months, that upper bound and the lower bound. Now you might getting confused like where are the values. So for that, let me go to format your visuals and let me on the data labels. Once you on the data labels, now you can see according to the past data, they are showing you the upper bound and the lower bound. So the forecasting can be this one. Okay, if I click on this visual where I have removed the hierarchy, let me check. Yeah, I have removed the hierarchy. Now if I go and on the forecasting, and here you can see it can take for next 3 months or 4 months or 6 months. You can take this 6 months and just click on apply. You get 6 months data also, but here you do not get an option called drill down, but here we have an option called drill down. We can easily drill down with the forecasting value. So you can see the forecasting is coming with the drill down. You can apply that with the drill down. Okay, but
Sorry, sir, to interrupt you. Sir,
now, from this line chart, if I convert that to maybe a column chart, okay, I have taken a column chart now. I can see here and so on. Now if I start forecasting, there is no option called forecasting. You cannot do forecasting for this column chart. So you can do forecasting only for line chart. There is no option for forecasting in the area chart also. So very important question for certification, for any other interview. So if you want to create a forecasting, which type of chart is needed? So the answer is line chart to get a forecasting. So you can do forecasting depending upon your data. If you want month wise forecasting, day wise, even minutes, seconds, days, years also it works. So depending upon the past data, you can do the decision. uh, it is recommended to take a correct forecasting. It should not be like you have forecasting for next 10 years. So the data is already 4 years, so you can do only 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. You cannot go and do forecasting for next 5 years or 6 years according to this data. Okay. If you have a very precise data, then you can go for the next minutes, next 100 minutes, next 1 hour, 5 hours, 24 hours, and so on. So this is how the data analytics pane is in Power BI. So you can add multiple lines, or you can add a minimum line on this line chart also. You can just pick a line, add a line, and a minimum line can be drawn. So this will be really helpful to show the end user or the stakeholders like this is my maximum line, this is my minimum line, and this is my forecasting value, and so on. You can pick the average, median, percentile, and all those things. If you feel like I want to add a line personally, a customized line, then you can put a percentile line somewhere here. Then you can on that. So you can see this is your percentile line. You can change that percentile line also. If it is showing for 90 percentile, I want to show it to for 50 percentile. I want to show it for 1 percentile, 0 percentile, and so on. So your line from the lower or minimum to maximum, it keeps on changing with the help of this scroller. And you can highlight that by taking any other color also. And you can change the transparency. You can make it more darker, or you can make it more lighter depending upon this transparency. And we have seen about the style also. So this was all about the analytics pane, and inside that forecasting.